Hello and welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, the channel that cuts through the noise and speaks the truth. I'm your host Adrian, and today we're diving into yet another one of those petty neighbour exposés that somehow ends up in the British tabloids, all the way from sunny Montecito. So buckle up, because this latest tale, yes, tale, is less investigative journalism and more suburban gossip wrapped in a British accent. The world possesses a curious eye. It often settles upon certain lives lived in the bright, sometimes harsh light of public attention. Among these are Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Their journey, their choices, their very existence seem to draw an almost magnetic pull. A global fascination follows their every move. This intense focus is a powerful force. This gaze, however, can be relentless. It follows them from public duties to private moments, even in the quiet corners of their chosen home. The scrutiny does not easily abate. There is an insatiable appetite for news, for any detail, no matter how small. This intensity can feel overwhelming, like a persistent hum in the background of life, a life lived under a microscope, always watched, always interpreted, yet beneath the titles and the headlines lies a very human desire, the search for ordinary peace. A small event, almost unremarkable, occurred not long ago in Montecito. This is the quiet Californian enclave they call home. An elderly gentleman, it is said, approached their residence. He was not an invited guest. He arrived unannounced at their gate. He carried something with him, a package, a token perhaps. He wished to leave it for the couple, a simple desire, it would seem. The item in question was a DVD, perhaps a film, a documentary, or a personal recording. A gesture of goodwill, one might assume, or a fan's offering, eager to connect. The man's intentions were not immediately clear, only that he stood at the gate with something he hoped to pass on. Within every living creature there resides an instinct, a powerful primal urge to protect, to guard oneself, one's offspring, one's dwelling. It is a fundamental drive, essential for survival. Humans, in all their complexity, share this instinct. The need to feel secure is universal. It is woven into the very fabric of our being. A home should feel like a safe harbour. This is a deep and understandable yearning for peace within one's own domain. For those who live under the constant gaze of the public, this protective instinct is often magnified. Their lives are more exposed, more vulnerable. Meghan and Harry, in particular, have experienced intense scrutiny and pressure. Their history includes very real security concerns. These are not imagined fears. Section 4. A Tale of Two Sanctuaries, the Oprah Comparison. Let us cast our gaze nearby for a moment. In the same serene landscape of Montecito, another prominent individual has made her home. The widely admired Oprah Winfrey. Her presence there is well established, her contributions to media and philanthropy renowned. She too values her peace and quiet. Her home is a sanctuary, a private retreat from the demands of her very public life. This is understood and respected. Miss Winfrey's estate is also well protected by considerable security measures, one presumes. This is seen as entirely appropriate, given her status and wealth. Her efforts to maintain her privacy are lauded. They are viewed as prudent and wise, a reflection of her strength and independence. No one questions her right to these boundaries. Indeed, they are often held up as an example of how to manage fame with grace and firmness. This sensible approach to personal security is praised when observed in figures like Oprah. Section 5. The haven of home, an inherent right. A home, in its truest sense, is far more than mere bricks and mortar. It should be a personal haven, a sacred space where one can retreat to find solace, comfort and rejuvenation. This is not a privilege reserved for a few. It is an inherent human right, the right to feel safe and at peace within the sanctity of one's own dwelling, a place to lower one's guard. Meghan and Harry, like any family, seek to create such a haven for themselves and for their young children, Archie and Lilibet, a place where they can grow, learn and play, free from the constant glare of public scrutiny. Yet their attempts to establish this private space are frequently met with criticism and suspicion. Their motives are often questioned, their character unfairly judged. This adds an unnecessary layer of difficulty to their already complex lives. The relentless nature of this critique can become a heavy burden to bear. Imagine the emotional toll of constant judgment, of seeing one's actions consistently misconstrued. Section 6. The public face, the private heart, navigating two worlds. To live a life in the public eye is to perform a delicate balancing act. It requires careful, constant navigation between the demands of public roles and expectations and the profound personal need for a private existence. This is not a challenge unique to royalty or to Meghan and Harry. Many who serve or entertain the public grapple with this intricate duality daily, striving to find equilibrium. It is a common and understood practice for public figures to maintain a degree of control over their image, their accessibility, and their surroundings. This is not necessarily a sign of being difficult or of wishing to hide from the world. Rather, it is often a pragmatic approach to managing the pressures that come with fame, to safeguarding their mental and emotional health, and to protecting those they love. Section 7. A kinder lens towards respectful observation. The stories that populate our media landscape, the images flashed across our screens, the headlines that grab our attention daily, these all play a significant role in shaping perceptions. Sometimes, in the rush for the latest news, the focus can drift towards sensationalism rather than towards deeper understanding or empathy. The narrative can become distorted, highlighting conflict over compassion and judgment over genuine insight. We must pause and consider the impact of this relentless, often invasive public gaze. What is its effect on the individuals at its centre, on their mental fortitude, their emotional well-being? The constant pressure of being watched, analysed, and frequently criticised can be immense. It is a weight that few of us truly comprehend unless we have experienced it ourselves. A little more kindness in our collective observation would surely not go amiss. Meghan and Harry have made choices. Choices designed to protect their young family, to create a safe and nurturing environment where their children can grow without undue exposure. These decisions, made from a place of parental concern, deserve our thoughtful respect, not automatic censure. They are seeking what any parent would wish for, the ability to raise their children in peace, to offer them a childhood as normal as possible under undeniably extraordinary circumstances. Perhaps it is time for a gentle shift, a collective move towards a more empathetic journalism and a more considerate public discourse. One that honours necessary boundaries, that respects the inherent dignity of all individuals and allows everyone, even those in the public eye, their essential human right to privacy and peace. For in fostering such an environment, we not only support individuals like Meghan and Harry, but we also cultivate a healthier, more compassionate society for all. So here's our verdict on Meghan and Harry's life in Montecito. They're doing what any smart, safety-conscious and boundaries-keeping couple would do. They're raising their kids, they're working on their projects, and they don't need to justify why they didn't let a random man pass their gate in 2020. To Mr. Mineards and the rest of the tabloid vultures, maybe if you put this much energy into asking why Meghan needs those boundaries, into the harassment, the racism and the hate campaign she's faced, we might actually have a productive conversation. But until then, maybe leave the gate gossip at the curb. Thanks for tuning in to Meghan and Harry Tales. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more honest takes and royal realness. And if you've got a neighbour trying to give you a DVD through your gate, just tell them to stream it. See you next time.